Okay, so first things first, I haven't done a single run so far. My cards are all empty. So let's figure out which cards we're gonna work on. So first things first, Vodka has a lot of my skills that could be really useful. Tokyo Racecourse is okay because CM3 Cancer Cup has that. So this could be a good card to get. The only issue is I don't really need Breath of Fresh Air in most cases. I also have Super Critic if I really want the recovery skill, but I don't really wanna run stamina cards. Smart Falcon has wet conditions. Second win is super awkward to get. The event skills can be useful. Mile Sprint, Lead and Axle. Axle can be really useful. Target inside can be really useful. Standard Distance, Competitive Spirit. Haste can be useful. Racing Dragon can be useful too. Hishi Amazon can be an option if I want to run End Closer, which it probably will be Ghost Ship. In terms of speed cap, let me break this one first, because it's probably gonna be used. This is another card that I have dupes for. Prepare for Pass can be fine. Wit and Competitive Spirit, all four skills can be really good for Pacemaker. Doom Spirit, Shifting Gears, okay. This card is gonna be useful, that is for sure. I also have 2 dupes, so it's gonna be Limit Break 2. Which is gonna be really good. Another option is the Taiko Helios with Shifting Gears, Ramp Up, Mile Corners, Speed Eater, Slipstream. So from all the skills here, I want 5. So 5 out of 8, because we have 7 skills here plus the hand that gives you plus stats. That's a pretty high chance to get what you want. Long Shot is very reliable on a new account, and I don't really want either one of these. So I'll probably get the recovery skill because the event gives you energy. I have 2 Majana Top Guns, which I kinda don't wanna use, but I probably will just to win the scenario. Tikane Gitaru can be really good. At the very least, I want the limit break. Right-handed is an option. The main thing is that I have to figure out how to win scenarios from the get-go. Okay, so bamboo. We do Bakushin, vodka, what conditions? Outer pause. Restart can be good. There's also one thing that I haven't considered yet, and that is I'm probably gonna be using Hishi Amazon. She's an end runner. Okay, Gambit is good. Go with the flow is good. The unique is fine. Medium and closer straightaways and then closer corners is really good. Oh man, she doesn't have spurts though. First things first. I should probably pull more here. What are the cards? I don't really want to wait cards though. Seeing Sky is gonna be a long card. I think Halo's probably gonna be a sprint. Haste and sprint. So I'm gonna go back to putting for this. Using the things that I've gotten. That is limit break 3 of Windy. That is so good. It is a good dupe as well. Addictive. In case I wanna use her on a wet deck. Also, the stamina card is good, but I don't really care right now. I think this is max limit break already. I don't know which copy is this. I think this is limit break 1. But I'm not really gonna use her. Zero, okay. So that's gonna be it for polls right now. Where's Windy? That's max limit break, so I'm gonna max out this card first. Now, before checking that, I need to compare right here. It will be limit break 1, bamboo memory. Limit break 0 for the others. Where's Windy? Okay. Mood effect, friendship bonus, speed bonus here. Very good. Only bamboo memory and Windy have any training effectiveness, and it's not that high. This initial power is really high. Initial friendship gauge is better on Bakushin. What else do I have here? I don't think I care about. Oh, do I want that? No, it's too much. It's running Tamamocross for one skill. But some Furies is good though. Fujikizaki is really good. She has summer. For a speed boost. Then she has mild corners and unyielding spirit. So 3 out of 5. Prepare for pass can be used. Ishiyama will be limit break 2. Take this. You're a dogger. Nation of Flower can be useful. I don't know if I will use her though. Okay, back to chicken this. So when is gonna be a monster use? What is flip toe shot 0? 30, 40, 10 is high, 25 is high, Raisin fan, whoops, hint frequency, specialty priority is really high for both vodka and Flip Tosho. Bamboo memory has no specialty priority. Does she ever get one? No. So 35 here, 50 here. Cuisine. She's a sprint centric, so I am not gonna run her. Let's check this one. Oh, this is LB4. I'm gonna have LB1. I mean LB0. Is this gonna be the deck? And I think I'll have to rent Kita-san or something. So first things first. Cap level. We do these two. The two cards are going to be core. I don't know if I want to run Mayana top one. Kinda feels like you have to. Skippable memory again. The issue is that this is not gonna be useful actually winning the career, which is gonna be my first concern. Now I'm thinking of vodka so that I can get breath of fresh air. I do not want to run Super Creek because at 0 LB she's really hard to get rainbow with. Now we need to check something else. Then what? That's 0. Manhattan at 0. Tamamo at 0. Do I have any other? No. Yeah, it's a new player challenge. I made the account a few days ago, reroll for a bit. But the core of the challenge is to take this account into Cancer Cup, the next Champions meeting, and trying to get into Group A finals. I am not trying to win the finals because that's going to be way too unreasonable. But just getting to Group A finals, I think that it's actually possible if I plan things properly. I am not trying to do 1,000 runs in the 3 weeks that we have, because Cancer Cup is going to be around October 12, 13. Around then it's going to begin, so I'm gonna have a few more days during round 1 to get something useful to actually qualify with, to get the 3 wins. And then I'm going to be having a few more days during round 2 to be able to get a Numa that can actually win round 2 to qualify to the finals. So that's the core of the challenge. I am not going to be spending any money. I am not going to be grinding non-stop. But because this is already going to be kind of complicated, I really need to maximize the resources that I have. So I made this account about 3-4 days ago, but I haven't played on it. I just rerolled and left it there. So today is the first day that I'm actually gonna do some runs. I've spent all the carrots that we got in the last few days, from the updates to the rewards and everything. So in terms of pulls, I've done 140 on the support banner, then a single 10 pull on the Hishi Amazon banner. I ended up getting Hishi Amazon, and I also wanted to get more Umas to play with, because if I only have the starting 5, it's going to be super complicated to go with that, because I need more options. Because to begin with, I need to actually win URA scenario to start getting decent parents. I am not expecting to lock out and get a 3-star blue parent, but even if I get 2 stars, that is more than enough for me to build something kind of decent. I am not going to aim for 1200 speed for the champions meeting, but I'm pretty sure that if I can get around 950, maybe 1000, if I can get the right skills, I can still pull off qualifying to the Group A finals. Just with a little bit of luck on the lobbies. So matchmaking is gonna have to help a little bit. But the main issue is that I only have the 670k monies to play with, and whatever support points that you get from a new account, which is how much? 235k. That is not a lot when you have to max out cards from the very beginning. So I'm just taking a lot of time just making sure what cards I want to level up and how much, because for example I managed to get Wendy with 4 copies, so it's max limit break. But if I max out the card right now, it's going to take most of the resources already, which is perfectly fine because it's a good card, it's very useful. But I also need to figure out how to get enough stats to actually finish the scenario. Yeah, current gen is also really useful. The main thing isn't the Uma though, because you still need to get the manners for the potentials. You need to focus on the cards, because that is going to be doing the biggest boost towards your performance. Technically, any Uma can perform well. The main issue is having to get the useful skills so that they can perform as they should. Because for example, I got Hishi Amazon, right? But the issue is that she's an end closer, and she does not have access to straightaway spurt. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do in order to get acceleration on her, because the only actual reliable source of straightaway spurt is the Hishi Amazon super rare card, which I cannot use if I am going to run Hishi Amazon herself. So that is a point of concern, because you have this unique that needs you to pass a different Uma, and it's a decent unique, it's fine, but I need to figure out how to make her catch up in time, because Cancer Cup is just a mile race. I'm not gonna have that much time to keep up. No, I have not used any coupons yet because I have not done any runs on this account. This is just fresh from skipping the tutorial, so there's not a single mission that I have completed yet, and to get the coupon you need to finish the newbie missions. Like right here you can see I have both at 0. and you get a ticket from both. I also haven't exchanged the 3-star selector, so I'm still waiting on that to make a decision, because if I'm thinking that I want to exchange the 3-star selector, the issue is for who? Because, for example, the two options for acceleration will be Maruzensky and Taiki Shuttle. However, if you look at the track, it's going to be very inconsistent where the acceleration is going to be useful. Taiki, for example, is going to be the final corner, and you already need to be at a good position, which if I remember correctly, it will be top 4 to get the activation. But the final corner is a little bit awkward already for this skill to activate, because it might not last long enough. And the same thing happens with the Redshift. Redshift can activate way back compared to where the final, to where the spurt begins. So if it activates around 800 meters, by the time you get to the spurt, this is already off. So it's just a waste of skill points if it activates that far back. However, if you get lucky and it activates a little bit closer to the spurt point, which is the end of the corner, then this is gonna be a really crazy skill. But that is the issue with Hishi Amazon. She does not have any other way to get acceleration skills. The only option will be to use certain cards that give inconsistent acceleration. Which one did I have? There were some cards here that had the straightaway acceleration. Windy. No, it was Bamboo, I think. Bamboo Memory has acceleration, which needs me to pass a different runner during mid-race, which is going to happen with Hishi Amazon because she's an end closer. The issue is that mid-race activates way too early. It activates at the beginning of, a little bit before the first corner, and mid-race goes all the way through until the end of the second corner. So it's going to be a little bit awkward to figure out what to use, because the more consistent option is just getting a lot of speed skills and just ignore acceleration. When do you get the bonus? 3426. This goes up, but it's not that useful. Okay, so I'm going to level this up to 35 for now, just to save on resources. Now, what else do I do? I do not want to get Super Creek because initial friendship gauge is at 0, which makes her a pain to try to get to Rainbow. Cafe. I'm thinking of Manhattan Cafe, maybe. Because she has the energy event. Let me see the event for 0. Doing the second option might be useful. 10 energy here. 10 here. The issue is that she's not that great at 0 because she has no specialty. That is why Manhattan Cafe will be so much better. I also have Mayano at 2, which is really good, but she's not gonna give me any energy events. Sweet Tosho at 0. Speed. The only skill that you want from Sweet Tosho is a Slipstream. Agent Flash has a standard distance. But anything else is going to be useless for me. Unless I run Vodka as a late surger. Which is actually an option. What else? Kinda feels like I need to run Sweet Tosho no matter what. Because this is all I have. And King Halo is going to be having the sprint skill. Firm conditions doesn't help because we're going to be on wet conditions. Haste helps though. Bakushin is useless though because most skills are sprint. So I'm gonna have to run Siptosh maybe. Stamina cards and power. Kanru Bamboo Memory, but she has 0 specialty bonus. Ishi Amazon. What did Ishi Amazon have at 2? Specialty 42. Raise and fan bonus. I need to make sure that I get a good fan bonus though. Because Ishi Flash has 0. Wendy has 20. Because I don't have enough fan bonus, I'm gonna have to do 2 raises just to hit the initial 1k that you need. Which is really bad. Okay, so I'm going to use Vodka, I'm not gonna use you. I think this is going to be the initial deck. Kinda don't wanna use Asian Flash though. But that's fine, it's only 20k SP, which is not the worst. It's going to allow me to max out most cards. I need my Llano and Manhattan Cafe. I could max out Windy, but the jump is not that much. But I might as well. So this is going to be the initial deck. We start with Daiwa. We could use a rental, but I don't really care. I wanna show how far you go on the initial run. That's Super Creek. I really don't want to use Super Creek, man, but I'll probably have to use her. Going to switch Vodka for Sweep Tosho because I have leftovers. I'll just max her out. So this is Sweep Tosho, Asian Flash, Windy, Super Creek, and a Top Gun Manhattan Cafe with Daiwa. Okay. Recreation turn 1 because there wasn't anything good. I ended up getting karaoke, which is really good. So rain on. Top is guts, bottom is wit. I'll go with wit. Okay, now this is where it begins. I'm gonna have to do mostly speed and stamina. Otherwise, I'm really gonna struggle to get the stats. because the initial stats that you get from the parents is non-existent. Here we go with Super Creek, even though it's only one card, because I wanna rush to orange. That is the easiest way to start to finish early game runs. Same thing here, we do stamina with 2 speed cards, because I'm really gonna try to avoid getting any other training, since I am running a 3-3 deck. I'll run this one because it has 4, so I can increase the bond on everyone. Knock advice, stamina guts or stamina. I'll go with stamina at the bottom. There's nothing on speed or stamina, so I'm going to rest. Three on stamina, then I go stamina. I really need to go speed soon, because with this speed is really troublesome. What event is this? Top is 10 speed, bottom is -5 energy plus 30 skill points. But right now at this point I need the flat stats. Later with better parents I can afford to do the other one. So right here I go speed, it has 3 cards and I need to increase my speed stat so that I can actually win races. Speed at the top, power bottom, so we go speed for the same ratio. Speed has nothing, stamina has 2. Even though weight has 3, I go stamina because I want to increase the training level. And just having better stats is way more useful than having a half death turn to wait right now. Same thing here, 1 in stamina, 2 in speed. I need the 2 in speed. Can do number 1. Bottom is Gluttony, which gives me a really useful energy boost, because thanks to that now I can do this training without any failure risk. So 3 cards on stamina with a hint that is going to push the bond level a lot. We do energy recovery on extra training so that I can avoid failure chance. So right here, I am considered the favorite because I have more than 200 speed and 200 stamina. That is more or less what you need to win your debut race more often than not. The only exception is if you get late start. And because this is a new account, I cannot skip races. So I'll just open this one just to see if I get late start. No late start, so that should be a win. Concert. Super Creek second event. So the next one is going to be Maestro. I need a few more fans. I'm gonna get them on December, because those are two races that are really useful to get. Not only for compatibility reasons, but also because the spark that they gave are really good. You managed to get them. So right here, 9% failure chance for 2 cards is really good actually. Even though the amount of stats that you get isn't that amazing. But I'm going to rest because I'm running a 3-3 deck, which makes it very likely to get the 2 or more cards on the same training. I go bottom, energy plus 10, stamina plus 5. Because I'm capped out, I only get energy plus 5, but that is still better than getting deep red, so the top option that I am not even going to use. So here we go, speed with 2. This is stamina with 3. This is the main reason why I wanted to rest before, because with the specialty bonus that most cards have, I can get this kinda often. Now here's an issue. I'm about to hit 300 stamina, top is stamina on this event, which is pretty much the goal that you need for the December races. However, my speed is very low, so I need to try to get speed more often, even if it's not the best option. I'll do power with 4 just to increase the bond bars. The friendship bar has to go up. Soon I'll be able to get friendship training. Windy is almost at friendship. Super Creek, because it's a max limit break card, it's almost at friendship. Now here I am just going to rest. Stamina has nothing and speed only has 1 card, which is not the worst, but it's not the jump that I need right now. I got well rested, which wasn't useful because I was capped out. Now here I'm going to do stamina with 2. I said that I need more speed, but with this I'm going to be able to get friendship training on Super Creek, and Manhattan is going to be really close, which long term is going to be super useful. And now we have speed with 2. So even though this will give me 2 friendship cards, Manhattan will be orange and Windy will be pretty much orange, I believe. Maybe just 1 more training away. But I need the speed right now. It's already early October and I wanna run races in December. And with 219 speed, I'm going to have about 40% chance to win. I only need a little bit over 400 fans, so that's not really an issue. I can get that even with an 8th place, maybe 7th. But the issue is that if I don't win, I cannot get the race spark. I also get worse events, and getting a potential skill hint out of the race is way harder. So here we go with speed. And I got standard distance, which is actually the best skill that I can get from Ancient Flash, because every other skill is just a late surger, except for a straightaway acceleration, which is going to be the only reliable way that I can get an acceleration skill onto Ishi Amazon. Straight away acceleration and just acceleration from bamboo memory. So those are the two sources that I'm going to have. Now extra training, I go for the energy. Even though it will be nice to get more friendship gauge on the president. No one on speed, 2 on stamina. So I'm going to go 2 on stamina. This is going to get me orange bar on windy. And 1.5 bars more or less on the president, which I need to get to 3 bars for the unique upgrade. So this is early November. Because of the energy that I have, I'm only going to be able to get either 1 width and 1 speed training, or 1 speed training and 1 rest. And I really don't want to do any other training right now, because I have 244 speed, which is kinda low. So 14% failure chance for a plus 20 is not that good. I could go with, but this 14% is only going to be going down to like 10 or 11%. So that's not really useful, so I'm going to rest. Now this is slightly worse because it's not super quick, which is MLB, but it's still pretty good. The plus 19 is going to put me above 250. So there's 1 on stamina, 1 on speed. So I could do either. However, at this point I'd rather do a race. The reason for that is because I have a mile, and the 2 races that are right now are mile races. Now here's where the decision making gets a little bit more troublesome, because Hanshin Juvenile Phillies has a better spark that you can make use for building your future Omas. However, if you are just taking into account the compatibility score, the Asahi High Futurity Stakes is a race that is far more common for mile racers to have as a goal. So this is going to be a far more accessible shared win between parents in the future. However, the same thing goes for the late December race, which is Hopeful Stakes. A lot of medium races, a lot of the medium UMAs have this race as a goal. So if you can get this race win, that is a very easy shared win that you can aim for. But right now I'm going to do Juvenile Phillies. I am number 1 favorite. The issue is that I only have 263 speed. I should still be able to win, but it's not as guaranteed as if I had 300 plus. The closer you have to 300, the more consistent it's going to be in every single run for you to win. I'm first right now. And because I had less than 300 speed, I ended up losing by nose. If I had here like 280 or something, I would have won by about the neck. Which is the issue that happens when you have a very early game decks. Now right here you can take the bottom option for a gamble, which gives you a range of energy spent. You want to go that way. Usually, however, if I lose the race, I go top for the consistent amount of energy that you spend. And if I win a G1, I go for the bottom option. So here, I want to go hopeful stakes. Now the number of races that you do early game is completely up to you. However, I try to do both of these if I have a horse that can do both mile and medium, just so that I can have a better parent going forward. However, if I'm trying to make an actual racer, I try to avoid doing the mile race in early December. Now here comes Taishin, and the same thing happens. Because my speed is below 300, it becomes kinda troublesome to win. But taking into account this is the first run that I have on this account, this is already pretty good. Now right here, middle option, you get the energy usually, because all the other options kind of suck. Now right here, 4 cards, I already have a friendship training here, and I have a hint on Sweep Dojo, which is going to push more the friendship bond. So this completely depends up to the player, if you are willing to take a 37% failure chance, if this is worth it or not. For me right now, because this account is completely new, I'm going to take it because I need a boost, and that is a failure. Now don't overdo it, is the worst event that you can get on a failure. You can go for the bottom option and try to gamble to get practice perfect and avoid all the punishments. But I'll go top because that is consistent. And I go Asian Flash to get a better a mood up, which helps me. And I'm going to the recreation again. I was hoping to go for the shrine, that way I can get rid of practice issues. And here it's pretty much a given that you take this stamina training because it has 5 cards, it has friendship training, and even though you still have poor practice, that is something that you are going to keep most of the time, unless you really have no better options in a turn. 2% is low enough for you to ignore it. If you are really unlucky, it's going to make you fail. But At some point you have to take risks. If you only do runs where you only take 0% failure chances, your stats are going to be really low. Fashion advice. I could do top for straight away adapt. However, bottom is 10 stamina. But because I don't already have much skills, I go straight away at that. Now let's check right here. What do we have? Standard distance I can take already because it has a level 3 hint. There's swinging maestro. I'm going to take focus so I can avoid late starts, which is going to be the main reason I will be losing. I'm going to take straight away adapt. I do not need to take maestro right now. My stamina is super high, and I am just going to rest because my energy is kinda low. We go for gluttony again, even though I'm almost capped out on energy. It still gives more skill points than the top option. You can go for the top option to avoid the risk of slow metabolism, but it's still a rather low chance to get low metabolism, so it's not a big issue if you take the combo. Now I'm number 2 favorite. Which is not exactly the best, but it's not the worst either. The main concern is that my speed is still under 300. So let's see how the ending goes. And the same thing happens because my speed is under 300. But again, this is the first run on a brand new account, so this is not a big deal. I am not aiming to get a 15 win run. This is 4 cards on stamina, which is a little bit of an issue because you really want to take it, but you still need a lot of speed. However, the speed only has the reporter here, so it's going to be kinda inefficient. So I'm going to go speed with 4. Inheritance band is going to suck because everyone has 1-star sparks. Now we do occasion. Number 3 favorite. I still have less than 300 speed, so it's going to be the same issue. And this is something that is going to be happening for a little bit. But I'm still getting the gold on, which is the main point of this. That was 4th on Okasho. And now this is 5 on stamina. So I have to take it again because there's no better option. And because I'm getting so many on stamina, I also don't have a turn where it's a good option to go to the infirmary. Now right here, with 4 is pretty good. However, I don't really care. The president is almost at 3 bars. which is what I need for the unique upgrade. I already have 2 of these cards on orange, so I would only be doing it for Sleep Dojo, and I don't really care. Infirmary did not give me the removal of poor practice, which sucks, and here I go for Japanese Derby. There isn't a big difference between Oaks and Derby, but there are 2 points that you need to take into account. The first one is that you have a Daiwa Scarlet, Okasho, as a goal, which is the race that I just got for them. However, if you get first on Okasho, you're going to be wanting to run Oaks, because that is part of the Triple Tiara, which is something that you really want. If you manage to get certain nicknames, certain epithets, that's also going to give you a compatibility boost when used as a parent. So right here, as you can see, I only have a single circle on speed, and that is because I am still under 300. So I'm going to get haste. It's not going to be enough to get me wins in a lot of races, but if I luck out, I can start to get some wins here. Now, if it was on an older account, I would just be stacking the skills and not getting them, aiming to get a higher hint level for a better discount. Right now I'm second. The issue is that, as I said, my speed isn't that great, so the others can actually catch up. And there is vodka, for the same reason. But this is still not a big deal, because I'm still going to be able to get the goals on this year without that big concern. Now we are close to summer. That was the warning for that. So I'm going to be using wit here. I could have gone to the infirmary. And right here I am going to do the speed, because we finally got friendship training with 2 cards, which is actually pretty nice. Now summer matters a lot because it's going to be level 5 trainings, and this is also going to give me rainbow training on Mayana Top Gun. So it's going to be all my stamina cards at orange bar, which means that I can get a lot of stats now going forward. Speed training with 2, I could do with, but I'll just do speed training with 2, even though it's likely to get more. There's another speed training with 2, but I don't have the energy, so I'm just going to rest even though it's summer. Now right here, top for power, bottom for guts. And now these trainings kinda suck. Stamina with 1, speed with 1. I'm going to go speed, because even though this is the friendship training, it's only plus 31 stats. Meanwhile this one is plus 32, which is pretty much the same. However, I really need speed. Also, getting a hint is fine. Ramp up is useful, but because I am running front runner to try to beat the game, it's not going to be the best. Now right here I'm going to go bottom, I'm going to get Lone Wolf because I want the speed boost. 17% for this is not the best. You can take it if you want because you're also going to be getting a hint and you're going to get a friendship on Sweep Tosho, which is going to help a lot in year 3 to make up for whatever stats are lacking. Right here I'm going to get Lone Wolf first. You can also wait until the day of the race, just in case you get the Master Training, Fast Learner. Right here I'm just going to rest. I could go Infirmary, but I'd rather have more energy going forward. Now right here I wanna do speed again, friendship training with 2, and I also want to level up the speed training. Now with 3 is fine, you can do this. Friendship training with 1 in stamina is not the best. If you are really low on stamina you can do this, however, and you can also do this speed training with 2. Even though there is no friendship training, this is a pretty good amount of stats. However, this is why I'm going to run Infirmary to try to get rid of the practice board. Now we just check the skills. There is nothing useful because I'm going to be running front runner during the races. This is Yukasho, and also I'm pretty much at 400 speed, which is pretty good. It could be better, but this is already pretty good for where I'm at. Because now I can actually start winning races, like this one. Concert. Now the next race is going to be QE. Again, I go bottom to get the extra energy, even though I'm capped out. That is still plus 5 skill points compared to the top option, so it's fine. Now I'm at 400 speed. I also have Lone Wolf, which is plus 40. No one in the campaign is going to be having Lone Wolf, so if you get it early, you're going to be able to get the extra speed in every single race, which really helps. Another concert. Now that was about nose for Ghost Ship. Yep, nose for Ghost Ship, so that was pretty close. And this is mainly because of Lone Wolf that managed to give me the speed that I need. Now late November. There are good races on late November, but this will be my third race in a row, so I'm not gonna do it. Because if I do the third race in a row, I'm going to get mood -1 in most cases. So right here I'm just going to do speed. This is not the best training, but it's better than stamina with 0, and I don't want to do the other trainings. Guts is going to eat up the most energy per training, and even though getting 4 cars on it is pretty good, there's still no point for me to do that, because if I do speed, I'm going to be getting a hand. The president is going to increase the friendship bar a little bit, and also I'm going to be closer to getting speed level 4, which is just going to snowball into more and more stats. And now finally I get a good speed training. This is going to be 2 friendship trainings with 2 more cards. So this is pretty much a given that I'm going to do. Prepared to pass is pretty good. However, I am not running Pace Chaser right now, so there's no reason for me to get it. Right now we go bottom for speed. We have another good training. 4 cards, one is friendship. The other one is Flip Toshu, which is still at blue bar. But with this it's going to enter green. We are getting close to orange. New Year's Shrine visit, we go top for the energy. Plus 30, which is pretty good. With 3 is fine, but I have way better options here. Stamina is okay. Speed is okay. So I could go either. But because I am already at 498 speed, plus Lone Wolf at which is another 40, this is already pretty much enough to win the scenario if everything goes well, because you can win the scenario with a little bit under 600 speed and under 600 stamina, but if you have a Ray McKinnon at the end, you're going to struggle. So you can go either. I'm going to go stamina here because it uses a little bit less energy. Now I got a decent raffle. This is going to max out the mood. Now these trainings kinda suck. I could do stamina with 1 or speed with a president, but I don't really care. Power with 3. There isn't really a point because I don't really need power in this scenario. I'm also not going to hit 600 power with this setup and with what I have done on this run so far. So it's not going to help getting a burn. So what I'm going to do is do wait to burn the turn more than anything else. Now here we have speed with 3. There's no friendship training, but Flip Touch is getting close to the orange bar. Going to need maybe 2 more drains with her. And that is level 4 speed training. Now here there is no good training, so I'm going to rest. With 3 is fine, but I don't want it. I'm going to use stamina. My Top Gun with Reporter, which is fine. If possible, I want to increase the bone level with the Reporter. We can get the free stats at the end of the scenario. Now, always on stage. Bottom one is plus 25 energy. Now that gave me focus, but I already bought focus, so that's going to be a wasted hand. Now if this was a skill hand that you got from training, you will get something else because I already bought the focus skill. However, because it's an event, it's pretty predetermined that you're going to be getting the same skill every single time, even if you already bought it. The only thing that happens is that the hand gets wasted. Now it's Osaka High. With almost 600 speed, I should be able to win. This is 530 speed plus 40 from Lone Wolf and almost 600 stamina. This is enough for most races. Late start, however, there was focus, so the effect isn't the worst. Still bad though. Straight away at depth, I managed to get first. So now we skip. And that's enough of a lead to win. So the main issue early on into this run was that I did not get 300 speed by the time that I was on December. So in your own runs, you just need to keep that in mind. Now if I wanted, I could do more runs, more races during this. Try to get the Triple Crown, the Spring Triple Crown, maybe the Summer, Fall. The Fall Triple Crown, because I already have enough stats to pretty much guarantee that I win URA finals. So if I wanted, I could do Tenacious Spring, the long race. Now this is triple friendship training, so this is hard to skip. Now these trains kinda suck. There's only Sweep Tosho that if I train speed, I'll be able to get to orange. But I'm just going to do Tenosha Spring. Yeah, and so it's kinda troublesome because of how long the race is. But with this much stamina, I have a chance. Late start again, and this time focus did not proc, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. Skip. I have a really big lead now, which is what happens when you have about 600 speed at this point into the run. As long as you also have enough stamina to keep up. That is another concert. And so we skip. And now because I won Osaka High and because I won Tenosha Spring, I'm going to aim to get Takaruzuka Kinen as well. That way, that is a Spring Triple Crown. Here we go, speed, friendship training, those two cars. We go speed here because I don't really care about power. Now, because of the amount of energy that I have, it's pretty much guaranteed I'm going to rest. I just need to verify that there is nothing I would rather gamble with. And there is not. So I'm going to rest because it's also late May. So we are already close to summer. That is a warning about summer. There is nothing that I care here, so I'm going to go with. Next turn I'm going to go take Rizuka again in race. We just check the training. It's kinda nice, but it's already so much stamina. I'm just going to go for the race.
注目の一番人気6番ダイワス行くわよ。今スタートが切られました。いいスタートを切ったのはダイワス。
Second. That should be an easy win. And again, this is what happens when you go past 600 speed. It just becomes way easier. However, Saiyan Suzuka in certain races, she's completely insane. Now here I won the G1. That was not a mandatory goal. So here I'm going to go for the bottom option. Just to see if I can get a cheaper energy expenditure, but I did not. So here I can go for stamina training, which is really good. I could also go for wit just to kill time, because if a speed training happens, it will be far more useful than any stamina training right now. But we'll just do stamina. Now I could do stamina again and pretty much get Plutosia to orange or close to orange. But honestly I don't really care, so I'm just going to rest. Even though it might sound silly because you can just do wit or something. But I'm banking on speed getting something sooner or later. So far that hasn't worked. So I'm just going to do stamina again, even though it's only one friendship training, but there's also Sweet Tojo, and I want her to get to orange. So again, there's nothing on speed that is important. I'm going to do stamina again. This is going to be the last training from summer. This is going to be more than enough stamina to do whatever. And Sweet Tojo is finally going to be having orange bar. So 20% on this is kind of a mess. It's not worth it. I'm just going to rest. So this is just one card on speed, 2 on stamina. However, I don't really need more stamina, and the hints are kinda whatever. So I'm just going to do speed with 1. That is more speed from the hint. Stamina with 2. Wait with 2. So this kinda sucks. I'm going to do recreation. And I lost the mood anyways. Which is always that happens. Very commonly. Because there's multiple mood down events. Which sucks when it happens the way that it just did. But there isn't too much that you can do. So right now, is Tenno Autumn. Now I'm pretty much blocked by Ayano Top Gun, so that wasn't third place. Fourth place. So now that I have to actually win and make use of the clocks. Late start. Which sucks, but I did not get blocked this time. And that's an easy win. Still took one retry. Well, that is because my Top Gun wanted to get in front and then just drag me down. So right here, nothing good. I'm just going to do another recreation. Hope that I get some stamina, energy, which I did. Now we just check trainings, speed with 1, stamina with 1. I'm going to go for the Japan Cup so that I can get the triple crown from Autumn. Now 639 speed plus the 40 from Lone Wolf gets me really close to 700 speed, which is where it should be a wash to win most races. First. And that was nose. With vodka. Anyway, I managed to win, so now I do Sir McKinnon. We go bottom option. Hope that I get low burn rate, but I did not. There's nothing here that is useful. The best will be in speed. I'm just going to rest to get up to get ready for the scenario finals. Because there are 3 more trainings if I manage to win Ray McKinnon, which I should. Also, I have 700 points, so I might as well spend some. Standard distance one. Well, that seems to be pretty much it because I don't have that many options. Prepare to pass and up tempo could be useful, but I don't really care. So I'm just going to do 1 circle of standard distance. Now this is going to be a little bit troublesome. That was a 4th place. And I don't have that many clocks left now. Now I'm first. And Brian takes it because she has better late game and already have good options. Could have gone in with ramp up or something, but it's not that much difference. Lone Wolf on focus this time. I'm 3rd. I'm not sure I have the speed to keep up. The main issue is the acceleration, not the speed. That's already a big gap. And that is it. If I had just a little bit more speed, it wouldn't be a win. But that is what happens. So now we're just going to be taking random skills so that I can get some hints. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to be taking these skills mainly for the potential of hints, because standard distance can be used in most races. It's about 56% of them, I think. Firm conditions can be really useful. Obviously the condition of the race is kinda luck dependent, but even then it's pretty useful to get an extra power. Ramp up is really good. It's a general skill, like you can get an easy velocity boost. Prepare to pass is only if I run a pace chaser, which if I have multiple pace chaser skills I might, but it's just easier to run front runner. And lucky 7 is just to use the rest of the points. So this is C+, which is pretty much at B. So that's pretty good for the first run. In terms of sparks, I only got with 1, which sucks, but whatever. I at least get some white sparks, not the best, but QE is really useful. Stamina and non-standard distance. And then I got homestretch haste and firm conditions. We follow the max limit break. Super quick. Now I'm just going to clip some missions. Now there is 2 more tempos which I'm going to use on support cards. I'm already at 140, so this is going to be taking me to 160. Now this one is useless now because I already have her maxed out. Dictus is fine. Major Ryan is fine. Another tempo. Tachyon is fine. This one is really good. The Taku Helios is super good for Champions Winning 3. However, if you have her at 0 limit break, she's not that great because it's low friendship bar at the start of the run, it's low hint levels and so on. Also, Ojikizaki is super good for Champions Meeting 3 because she has Summer Runner, Mile Corners, and Unyielding Spirit, which are 3 skills that you really want to make use for. And now we just limit break the cards that you just got. limit break 1 attack Helios. Limit break 2 Iconodictus. Major Orion, a limit break 1. Fuji Kiseki, limit break 2. Now we get rid of this card because it's already maxed out, so I go to the shop. And with this I buy the super rare card guaranteed. Here it is. King Halo. That is really good because it's going to give me limit break 1. And it's actually a good card. The only thing is that it's going to suck for the things that I'm running. Well, I'm planning to run for Champion Meeting 3. However, for your scenario, it's really good. I might actually use her. The only thing is that she does not have fan bonus. Which can really mess up initial runs. Okay, so now I'm just going to start a run. Let's make it with vodka, even though she has an Ari McKinnon that just sucks. We do her, and I'm actually going to rent my Taiki Shadow. Here's Akita-san. So could maybe drop a card for another stamina card to run a 3-3, but I would just stick with a 4-2. And I'll do this run later. So with this, I'm just going to stop the stream for now and do the second run later today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you saw how to take a brand new account into the very first run in your scenario. It was pretty close to getting into the URA finals. However, the skills that I'm getting are not going to be that great, and I'm missing a few stats to guarantee a win on Ari McKinnon every single time. But that's still pretty good for a first run on a brand new account.